I've slipped on blood in a crime scene. Not in theory, but in the chaos of saving somebody and maybe even chasing somebody down, somebody who just did some pretty evil stuff. I've done both. And that's experience you're not going to get from watching people argue on social media about a topic. And I tell you that because sometimes my delivery is horrible. But I'm also trying to tell you that my delivery may sting, but it's usually the facts behind my delivery that hurt you the most. Just like Charlie Kirk. Some people never even bothered to verify what he said. They'll just take it as face value because our algorithms on social media have convinced us that we need to choose a side, that you need to be left or right, that left is good, right is bad, or vice versa. It's happening right in front of you. It's happening in mainstream media. It's happening in print media. But it's all happening. You don't have to choose a side. If you'd rather have comfort than truth, there are plenty of voices who are going to tell you exactly what you want to hear. All you have to do is open your Instagram. This isn't meant to hurt you. It's meant to expose you to the truth of what I experienced recently. And if you have questions, I'll gladly listen and then I'll answer. But in return, I expect a promise to listen to my answer. I think we hear each other more than we think. But it's the truth, it's not antagonism that sometimes triggers you. And the truth is how we learn. That's how we grow. Because alienation doesn't just hurt feelings, it literally makes us unsafe. A few years back in my profession in law enforcement, we were alienated, and it's never taken for the truth. It's only taken at face value and for the 5 or 10 second clip or the 9-minute clip. And people want revenge. They don't want justice. So they don't want to hear the truth. And that's what's making us unsafe, because people like me don't want to deal with that. We just as soon leave the profession and maintain our sanity. So I have to be honest, these past few weeks have turned my stomach. We've seen some good, but we have also seen the worst in humanity. And people just want you to believe that it's just like a fringe, just a tiny few saying very hateful things and being very vocal about it. But if you look under the posts that are being made, you'll see there's more than one like, there's more than one heart, there's more than one share. So it's not just a tiny percentage. It's a tiny percentage creating the content, but there are people that are lining up with it and getting behind it under the assumption that the guy deserved to die because he said hateful things. But did he really say hateful things? Do you know that for a fact? Or did you just take their word for it and you're on this side and you're not allowed to see compassion on that side? So when you scroll through the likes and the retweets and the reshares, you'll see that it's not tiny. It's actually encouraged. And that's the sickness we're all suffering. And both sides are doing it. This isn't left and right. This is spiritual. This is good versus evil. And who you perceive to be the good side and who you perceive to be the evil side, without understanding that the inside is where you should be making this decision. Now, I'm not saying that disagreeing with me makes you evil, not by any stretch. If you celebrate pain or you take joy in someone else's suffering, That's not virtue. That's cruelty. That's the equivalent of an 8-year-old girl getting a pony for her birthday and everybody getting online and saying, oh, she's probably going to starve that horse because she doesn't know how to take care of horses. Oh, I bet they don't know how expensive that is. You know, if you're inundated with all these negative and nasty things about the poor little girl who just got a poor little 8-year-old kid who got her dream fulfilled by getting a pony on her 8th birthday. I grew up poor. I was never able to given that opportunity. She's got so much privilege. Yeah, but what's her story? I mean, what if this 8-year-old girl's on her deathbed? And what if some like rich guy on the rich side of town bought her that pony to make her feel good until she leaves our presence, our physical presence? Do you ever think maybe that's the case? Do you ever think maybe sharing all that negativity and putting all that negativity in the world is perpetuating more negativity? If you want to put it in a sports analogy, let's just say the Bucks, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl this year. And you spend all of your time, instead of just like saying, man, I watched the Super Bowl, it was a good game, congratulations Buccaneers, you spend all of your time saying, man, Patrick Mahomes really blew it. I can't believe Travis Kelce dropped 3 balls. I can't believe the Chiefs are so bad. Speaking of Travis Kelce, let's put it in Swiftie terms. Because if God forbid her engagement fell apart, what kind of human is going to make a celebratory, nasty post about her heartbreak? And you know people will. And you know exactly the type of people they are. So why would you want to be like them? It's not compassion. It's ugliness. You're not fooling anybody. And if we can agree on that, why can't we find common ground on Charlie Kirk's death? He had 2 babies. He had 2 kids, little kids. He had a daughter and a son. Think about that. So there it was sitting in section 416 with 70,000 people. And I saw the opposite of hate. I experienced it, just like the blood on my shoes at the crime scene. I saw unity. I saw people uplifting a life that was cut short. It was positivity. Like some people call it the Holy Spirit. I don't care if you call it 2 random words like candle hockey. I don't care what you call it. But it was moving. I was there. And I'll venture to say just about everybody in there felt the exact same thing. Because there were a lot of people that watched it online that felt it. And I could tell you being in the room was very moving. But right on cue, the very next day, somebody had to make fun of the pony. There was a big post comparing that moment that I experienced to a Nazi rally. She put the picture of, she was in Nuremberg, and she put this picture up of a Nazi rally in Nuremberg, and made the Charlie Kirk Memorial a black and white photo to make it look like this Nazi rally. And it's an ominous warning. Really? Because the people I saw were of every different denomination. They were men and women. They were members of the gay community. There were short people and tall people. There were large people and small people. There were Christians. There were Jews. There was a lot of people there. And we weren't seeing it the way you're seeing it. We all gathered to worship and to honor and to seek something higher. And that makes us Nazis. Your default is to see the evil in that room and not the good. So who has your mind? Who has control of your soul? Do you think it's the devil? Or do you think it's some Holy Spirit that You're doing something good by making people believe what you want them to believe. Let's just say, like, on the off chance that it had just been white Christian males, all white Christian males sitting in that room, which it wasn't. But the message still wasn't anti anybody. It was pro opening your heart. It was pro finding faith, or at least searching for it. It was pro spreading the message. And it was pro fighting the evil. So I have to ask, with all due respect, even if it was a room full of white male Christians worshiping, does that really make it a Nazi rally? Because if it were a group of all Jews coming together for a common cause, to pay respect, to worship and uplift, do you think the Christians in this world would say, oh, they're up to no good? And if your default is, yeah, I believe that that's what they would say, that's your projection. That's within you. So if you want to appear virtuous on social media, that's fine. That's what I'm doing. But if your idea of being positive is being completely negative, you're listening to the wrong heartstrings, and they're not coming from above you. They are definitely way below you. And that's the choice that we each have to confront, because this is a very chaotic world, and we're living in very chaotic times.